What up, everybody? So Terry just dropped, and there's tons of stuff online already. I thought I'd just make my best attempt at a video to just highlight some 15 key things that probably you should know if you're trying to pick up Terry or you know you're going to main him. And in all honesty, this video is mostly for people that are, coming back from work. There's going to be tons of information all at once. I just want to try to put in as much as I can that would help you right away. And if you're like me and you have kids, I know we don't get to spend as much time playing these games as we love. So I just wanted to have one spot for, some general knowledge. When we learn more about the character, I'll do a more in-depth video similar to what I did with my Ed video. I'll go through all of his normals, combos, punish counters, etc. So I'll have us covered on that. But until then, just enjoy, and you know what? We got Terry, baby. Alright, so the first thing you have to know is very important. Terry does not have any plus normals on block. So every single one is either going to be minus, or I think at best it's 0. So as you can see, I'm going through every single normal here. They're all minus. So you have to keep that in mind. That doesn't mean he doesn't have ways to be plus, which I'll get into, but he's not going to have any free normals that you can just throw out willy-nilly. So the way Terry gets around this is that his specials are actually plus. So the one that's popular, that's been in all the trailer videos, Roundwave, is a very good +5 on block, which I'm going to get into some applications for it after. But the other plus move he has is his Burn Knuckle. If you do it close like you see over here, it's super negative. You're going to need a big punish. But if you space it correctly, let's just say you do it from full screen, it's either going to be anywhere from 0, which is neutral, all the way up to +2 from my timing. It's not always going to work. You're going to know when the screen shakes. Over there I got the +1 version. The screen shaking is the tell that you get that you got the appropriate version. So that was 0. That means I didn't get it on the sweet spot. Over there, didn't get the sweet spot again. But if I walk back a bit more, it becomes +1. Some of my testings, I was able to make it +2, so I don't know if the character is crouching in that situation. But I've seen it go as high as +2, just like that right there. Another plus special he has are obviously his power waves, but they need to be done at a certain distance. So if you do it up close, you're going to get a very negative move. It's -6, you're going to be punished like crazy. But if you're a good distance away, that's +3. And the reason this is obviously good is if you're just harassing them in the corner and they're blocking this, you set them up for those old Street Fighter 2, fireball frame traps. If they want to jump over one, even if you're late in this animation, you'll be able to get up a DP. So don't do it close. Just remember the right spacing. And honestly, they give you quite a bit of space to work with this. Even in this awkward distance over here, it should still be unpunishable. Yeah, see, -1. You step back a little bit, it's +1. So very good to know, and I think this is going to be really annoying for a lot of characters in this game. So obviously when the opponent's in Burnout, then all of your moves become much better. Terry's no different. Virtually all of his normals are all plus, except for Stand Hard Kick, which is neutral. But we already knew that. But the important thing is Crack Shoot goes from -3 to +1. So this is a very, very good tool to have when an opponent's burnt out. And I can't take credit for this. I actually saw Hatson post it on Twitter. He came up with a loop where he just do crouch jab into medium punch, or crouch medium punch into jab, into a crack shoot, and then it's +1 on block. And as you can see, it's a very good tool to have, because you can also follow it up with the EX version to close the gap again, and you just put yourself in a situation where you can stick on the opponent like glue, and that's really what you want to do when they're burnt out. So for a character to have that trait, it's a very powerful tool. So let's just talk about Terry's crouch medium punch into drive rush. Obviously this is going to be a very powerful move. It could reach as far, and it has good active frames as well. So you're going to do a lot of crouch medium punch into drive rush. The reason this is important is anytime this connects, it means that you can combo a fierce punch after it, and not every drive rush can do that, so it's good that Terry can do it. So you can either go into standing fierce punch, or if you want, you can go into crouching fierce punch. Very good tool to have, and you just have to look out for it. The other bonus is normally to cancel a crouching fierce punch into the heavy blitz, you can't do the second hit. You have to do the first hit. But if it's after a drive rush, you can still cancel the second hit. So if you want to give your brain a bit more time to process it, that's another benefit from it. And if you do the crouch version, that still goes into the power charge. Normally, that would not go into it. So this is something I actually learned from the CPU. They did a drive rush jab into crouch fierce, And why that's important is, well, first of all, if you just try to cancel a drive rush jab into a crouch fierce, it won't work at all. You're just going to waste 3 bars, and honestly, your opponent's going to take that all the time. But the reason this punish was important is, one, you can catch them sleeping and you'll go right into a +8 situation. But let's just say you get into a situation where you perfect parry a fireball. You know if you dash forward and get a jab, you'll quickly be able to combo into that with a crouch fierce. So learn this combo because it goes into a fierce punch burn knuckle. It can also go into a medium kick power charge, and then you can lead it into other things like supers and whatnot. So if you ever perfect parry a fireball, there's a very good chance you can dash forward and lead into a combo. Okay, so a little bit of a weird one here, but Terry can actually combo 2 Buster Wolves into each other. And the way that you want to do this is you want to hit them with this target combo. It's crouch medium kick into crouch roundhouse or crouch hard kick, and it's going to send Akuma flying. Once that happens, just mash Buster Wolf. As you can see, Akuma is in this float state, and he takes forever to hit the ground. So you can hit them with 1 Buster Wolf, and as you can see, I'm just mashing another one, and you'll hit him again. So good application. This 3100 meterless for 2 bars. But I don't know if this was an intentional thing that they wanted in the game, so maybe it gets patched out. But in the meantime, feel free to use it. And this wouldn't be Street Fighter 6 without some throw loops, baby. And thankfully, Terry has them as well. You can do a manually timed one where you walk forward and do it, but the timing is, not automatic. It's similar to how Ken's works, but as you can see, it still works. I got the counter hit off. The easier version is to do a dash forward and then grab. And as you can see, if perfectly timed, it's going to work. You're going to get the counter hit all the time. And let's just say the opponent, you know that they're going to try to tech you, or you're trying to bait a tech. A dash forward crouch medium punch will either beat it clean or it'll trade. And obviously the reason why this is important is a +7 crouch medium punch means that it will go into either another crouch medium punch by itself. So you can do 2 combos like that. That was a trade combo, but that would still work if I timed it correctly. But it would either combo into itself like this, or if you want, you can get the standing variation like that. So that will combo as well. I just mistimed it. Use what works best for you. Drive rush after, create a lot of havoc. And also watch out for things like delay buttons, delay tech. Work on delaying it yourself as well, just to mess up with their timing. Because remember, the corner is the entire game in Street Fighter 6. Now, off of this option, you don't get a shimmy. So if you dash forward and walk back, Akuma's going to grab you. What you want to do in this situation is dash forward and then dash backwards, and then you get a standing medium punch punish. You might be able to get more off of that, but just know that he doesn't have a traditional shimmy. You got to commit to a backdash. So one punish counter you need to learn is the crouch fierce into round wave. And you're going to see right now it doesn't combo. Even if you drive dash before it and do it, it's not going to combo. Where it's only going to work is on a punish counter drive rush crouch fierce. So where you're going to see this a lot is, if the opponent does something like that, you do a drive rush after, even on a whiff DP it can work, and then you get the punish counter crouch fierce. That is the only time this combo will work, and I'm going to tell you why that's important. So the reason that's so important is this punish counter combo leaves you +8, and because it's +8, it means you get another crouch fierce after that. So even after just 3 hits of the combo, it already does 2500 damage, and because it combos into a crouch fierce goes into tons of things like OD power wave, which can go into stand medium punch into a further combo. So you definitely have to learn that punish counter, and even meterless, it does tons of damage. And by meter, I mean super meter, not drive bar meter. So 4400, not even a single super bar used. And yes, it costs a lot of resources for drive, but you're taking that 44% all the time. And if you want, it can go into level 2 variations, level 1 variations, and of course, level 3 variations. You gotta learn it. And it works on DP whiffs as well, so work on that timing. Alright, this is my first time actually picking a character that has a good drive rush overhead, or a normal one I should say. But this one's quick. If you do hit the overhead on a drive rush, it's +6, which means it will always combo into a crouch medium punch if your timing is good. So this is good because not every character A has a drive rush into overhead. But because you can counter or combo a crouch medium punch into it, that is such a good starting move for Terry. It can lead to tons of damage, and if your opponent's low on health, just cash out all your resources, and it's a free win from that point on. So one extremely important thing to know as Terry, and it involves his level 2, and no, it's not that, you know, they put in the old motion for it, which is still awesome, I gotta say. I love seeing that. It's that we all know it costs a lot of bars to commit to. Like, you know, if you just do it traditionally like this, it does a lot of great damage. But as you can see, you waste all 3 of your supers and you don't have that many drive resources left. So in this situation, if you know Akuma doesn't have that much health, or the character doesn't have that much health left, what you want to know is you can actually combo outside of the Twin Geyser. So you don't have to commit to everything. So let's just say I hit him with the Twin Geyser. You can actually dash forward into a crouch medium punch or something like that, and then it'll also carry that combo forward. So the route's available to you like this. That still do 4,300 damage, and I don't waste my 3rd bar of super. I get to take that into the 2nd round, which I can do another level 2 if it permits, or level 3 depending on, you know, how long that round goes. Keep that in mind. It's a great tool. And thankfully he does have some meterless side switch options as well. There are definitely ways that you can do a side switch DP into some of these, but I'm going to save that for the more in-depth video. But you know, if you just delay a medium kick crack shoot after the power charge, Terry will actually go behind them. And there's setups where you can dash forward and do things after that as well. But it's always good to have a meterless side switch option. I'll save the more extensive ones after for the real guide, but just know there are ways that you can go underneath and DP them the other way as well. So Terry's got that as well. Very good to have. So Terry does have some safe jump options. You know, they're not as good as a lot of characters in the cast, but he still has some options, and some of them are practical as well. The first is the target combo into the bare knuckle. As you can see, it's plus 41, which means it's going to beat 95% of the safe jumps in the game, including OD uppercuts. But if you have a 5-frame reversal, and Terry has one as well, Akuma does, a bunch of the Shotos do, it's not a true safe jump. If you want a true safe jump, you want to end in that magic number, which is plus 42. And thankfully, the medium version of the power charge is plus 42. So you can always end in a situation where, you know, you hit confirm into something like that, and then it's plus 42. It's a true safe jump. Even ending in combos with, you know, crack shoot or the medium kick version, it's very safe. It's plus 49. A little too safe, so you're gonna have to time it, but you know, it still beats it being completely free to wake up. And a huge shout out to a YouTube creator named Whatever You Want Me to Be. He also has one of the best names on YouTube that came up with the setup. So a round wave after a power charge is plus, as you can see, it's plus 43. It can go as high as plus 42, which is obviously, or sorry, it's plus 52, which is obviously way too plus. But he came up with this setup, which is just a combo that follows here, and it gives you a true plus 42 situation. So just want to combo into power charge, quick into that, and then as you can see, it's a true plus 42 situation, so you get a free jump in after that. Big shout out to Whatever You Want Me to Be. That's going to be important tech that you're going to see probably forever with Terry. So one great thing is Round Wave as a meaty tool, and many of us knew this move was going to be good just because it's very plus on hit and block, and we knew that was going to have some meaty utility as well. But the reason it's important is it's so easy to combo into the meaty version, and it gives you 1 extra plus frame of frame advantage, which is important because that means you can get a standing fierce combo into it. So even a basic route like a crouch medium punch into a medium bare knuckle, you just have to time this and you'll get a plus 9 to plus 10 frame advantage, and that's just going to lead to tons of damage. So you don't want to make this mistake as an opponent to, you know, try to challenge this move that much. I'm sure it's going to be free to like perfect parry and whatnot, but getting a 3-hit starter like that will just do tons of damage, especially on characters like Akuma. And then the last tip, Terry's level 2 Power Geyser is such a good anti-air if you're walking back, because you can buffer and walk back, and you can hit them from some crazy distances. And it's always good when you have a, you know, a level 2 that's a backwards motion, because you can, you know, buffer backwards and you don't have to commit to having to walk forward. But the fact that you can hit Ryu from a near full screen jump in, like that is too far obviously, but this is a good distance to be able to pop this off, and Ryu is pretty high on the screen as well, so it gives you a lot of time to watch out for it. Well, hope you liked the video. There'll be more to come. There's so many videos already online. I recommend looking at people posting things. Oh man, it feels so good to have a 5-frame DP. Look at how people are posting meaty setups into perfect grabs. There's a lot more safe jumps coming out right now, so look out for that as well. And just enjoy playing Terry. If you like this video, like and subscribe. I'm happy to make these types of videos in the future as well. Take care, everyone.